Welcome back. It's Wednesday night. It's 9 o'clock. It's Cape Rugby TV time. Your favorite time of the week. So many people over the weekend said I must say hello to them. We're going to try and get around to that during the course of the show. Of course, everybody wants a mention on Cape Rugby TV, but it was a rugby action over the weekend. It sort of came down to the wire. This is what everybody was waiting for. Super League A, B, and C was finally contested, and it was mathematics galore. We didn't know who one team would win. If the other one won, the other one lost, then we would know who went up, third place, fourth place, who would win the league. And in many cases, I think we're still not even sure exactly who it is that won the league. But to tell us more about that tonight, we've got three fresh faces on the show this evening, and let me introduce you to them. Gunnar Hughes, Villagers. Hello, Gunnar.
Hello, JP.
Nice to have you on the show. Long overdue.
Yeah, thanks very much. Nice to be here. Thank you.
And of course from St. George's, Lyndon, Julius. But of course, I don't know, you have to be a neutral zone now, but you're wearing your St. George's top nice and proudly.
Yeah, I think Morgan said my Cape Rugby is just it's in the factory, so I guess I'll just wait for it then.
Yeah, Morgan Newman, of course, unable to join us this evening, but we wish him the very best of luck. He had to deal with some other personal matters. You know, it gets very busy on the show.
Wednesday night is a very important night in Morgan Newman's life. So.
Yeah, it's a kind of a business night, you know.
Yeah, okay,
and rugby is a business.
Yeah, it is. He's probably somewhere on the field somewhere.
Yeah, he's probably on the field somewhere. I'm sure he's on the rugby field practicing. Yeah. Coming up later in the show, we'll also be joined by Keanan Beyers from a retreat, and nice to have someone who's also involved and passionate about creating media for club rugby. And Keanan Beyers has been very active with the club scene, so we're looking forward to chatting with him during the course of the show. He's going to catch up with us a little bit later. Let's get the ball rolling, so to speak. We'll start off with Super League A's results. Now it was Vics first. Vics up against SK Warmers, 46-21 for Vics against SK Warmers. Helderberg 41-26 over Tigerberg. UWC 34-33 over Primrose. Stellenbosch 27-25 over Hamiltons. False Bay beating NNK 58 points to 3, and Durban 38-22 over Belleville. All right, so we kind of now know that the Hamiltons-Stellenbosch game was going to determine who was going to win the league. If Hamiltons beat Marties, then UCT would win the league, and if it was the other way around, then Marties would win the league, which is exactly what happened. Yeah. But let's quickly look at some of the other games, because from here the guys are going to go into the top 6 as well. And I think Gunnar and Lyndon, we're going to look at the situation there in terms of this top 6 that goes into the President's Cup when we take a look at the fixtures. And in fact, we'll ask the guys to bring up the fixtures and some of the logs during the course of the show. So we're going to take a look at the logs in Super League A in a second. But let's quickly look here. Gunnar. Stellenbosch Hammies, did you predict that? I mean, it was a pretty close game, 26-25.
I didn't predict it. I was hoping that Hammies would have won, but just for UCT's sake. But
because you're, of course, a UCT old boy.
Yes, well, I coached there for a while, so I would have hoped it would have been nice for them to win, yeah.
Before we carry on with this, I mean, give us quickly a little bit of a background of your history at UCT before you moved to Villages.
Coached there under 20s, involved there for about 12 years, and then just moved across to Village. Yeah.
12 years at UCT.
Yeah.
Lyndon, did you predict the Marties Hammies win?
No, I actually thought that Hammies would pull it off because Hammies was definitely very strong going into the top 6, but more importantly, for preparation of the Community Cup. So I predicted Hammies to win it because I would have wanted UCT to have a good season, seeing that they won the Boston Cup as well.
You predicted Hamiltons to beat Marties.
Yeah, well, it was close. It was close.
Yeah. Vics and SK Warmers, and we're going to bring the logs in Super League A up in a second as soon as the guys have got that. There you go. There you see the logs right now. Stellenbosch on top of the pile with 65 points. UCT then ends up in second place on the log. Hamilton's in third place. Now this is where it gets interesting, and we're going to look at the fixtures and the logs combined. Let's just look at those logs again, and you'll see there that the top 6 then makes up Durbanville, Belleville, or Durban at least, False Bay, and Vics. So those are your top 6 that are going to go into the President's Cup, and then the bottom 8, which is now called the top 8 tournament, but it's really the bottom 8 of underneath the 6, from Belhar down to Belleville. So Belhar, Helderberg, SK, UWC, Primrose, Tigerberg, Kales River, and Belleville will compete in the top 8. Now, if we look at some of those results, it was a little bit, I wouldn't say predictable, but we kind of knew who was going to be our bottom, call it top 8, bottom 8, however you want to call it, but I suppose they're not completely the bottom 8. But for the folks that are out there, Lyndon, you're aware of how this tournament works now. There's 8 maybe you run us through it.
Yeah, there are 8 teams that compete. Obviously, NNK will be playing against the winners in the PAL League, I think.
Yeah.
The top 3 in the PAL's top 6 or top 8. And then we will have the top 8 competing in a knockout competition, similar to what the Champions League is running at the moment.
And I think for the folks that don't understand how the concept works, really, there's 24 teams that are going to play in the President's Cup. So it's the top 6 in Super League A, Super League B, and Super League C. And we will look at those logs in a second. And then the bottom 8, in other words, the 8 underneath, in other words, 7th position, there you see it on the screen right now, from Belhar downwards. That would give you an example. The bottom 8 underneath 6th position, so from 7 to 14 would be playing in the President's Cup, and that's going to be the same in Super League A, Super League B, and Super League C. So those 24 teams will be competing each other in what's called the top 8 tournament, and then the teams that came in Super League A, B, and C in the 6th position, those 24 teams will be competing against each other. Now, if you're wondering how do the maths work, because there's obviously 8 teams and 6 teams would give you 14, and you must be asking where's the 15th team, because there are 15 teams in the league. Well, the way that it works is that the 15th team in Super League A is going to play against the first place in the PAL League. And then the 15th team in Super League B is going to play against second place in the PAL League. And then the 15th place in Super League C will play against the third place team in the PAL League. I hope that kind of explains it to you. Essentially, really all you need to know is that the President's Cup is coming up. It's going to be very exciting. There's going to be 24 teams playing in a knockout there, and I think that's going to be as exciting. But of course, we've got the Southern, Northern, and City Leagues. They're still playing it out, Lyndon, in the top 8 and in the Champions League. And it's also starting to get a little bit hot now. Yeah,
it is. I think Blue Jets or Blue Stars and Masiphumelele, they are doing quite good over there.
Yeah, I think Blue Jets playing Young Ideas this weekend at Langa.
And Young Stars are also doing good. Yeah. So I mean, these are the teams that definitely want to get into that Super C. And then also for the teams that are being relegated, you've got to rebuild and you've got to regain. And I mean, it's been a long season for these guys in the city, northern city and southern leagues. It's been quite a daunting season. I mean, I think they're on game 17 or 16, and it's been long. So I think if you do drop out of Super C, then it's going to take a while for you to get back.
Unless we make the leagues bigger.
Yeah, I don't think
we're going to have 20 teams in a league.
Yeah, well then the guys at Western Province would have more paperwork on a Monday or on a Sunday afternoon. So.
Well, no more paperwork for the guys in the union. So it's hard enough to get paperwork out of them right now. Let's quickly move into Super League B. This is where we were over the weekend, folks. We went down to Villages to check Villages play Solarians, and it was a game that we had to go to. It really and well worth it, because after this game I realized I think that was the best game that I'd seen this season. That and the Bishops under 13 C game, which was at 8 o'clock in the morning. I got to say and tell you guys, I went early morning, got up, and I've got a friend whose child plays in the kiddies team, and it was interesting because Joey Salmon, who we all know is a referee, he was the coach of the opposing side. Okay. And
so,
me and him.
So you were going at Joey's team?
I had to have a go. It didn't take me long that I couldn't open my mouth on the side of the field. So you know, these kids, if they see the ball, they're 15 kids run for the ball.
And they run to any white line.
I don't know.
It's hard work out there.
There's no stretching the back line there.
No, it's hard work out there.
You coach some of the kids at Wet Pubs?
Yes, I do, yeah.
Tell us about that.
No, it's good fun. It comes with its challenges, but the boys have a jol, and the parents will worry about them later. But
they can get a little bit active. All right, let's look at the results there in Super League B. It was Penil Villages who went down to Macassar 43-19. Villages, there you see it, 25-23 over Solarians. Hands and Hearts beating Union Mill 33-29. Hamlets 50-12 over Scottsdene. Collegians 41-22 over Goodwood. And then Brackenfell 39-32 over Rangers. So a lot of closely contested games there. But the game that we went out to over the weekend at Brookside was Villages against Solarians. And not only did the Solarians fans arrive to come and support their team, but the St. George's fans also arrived to come and support Solarians on the day, because I think, Lyndon, what you guys needed, Villages?
If Solarians had to, if Villages slipped, then we would have automatics, and now we've got to work a bit harder to get to Super A. All right, we were hoping for that.
Let's take a look at the game, because as I say, for me it was one of the better games of the season, and then Gunnar, I'm sure, will be able to guide us through it. Let's check it out. The highlights of the match: Solarians against Villages at Brookside. That has to be one of the best tries that we've seen this entire season. Gunnar, what did it feel like towards the end there? I mean, it's Ryan, right? I can't remember.
Ryan Germissays.
Ryan Germissays, your prop.
Yes,
puts in a grubber. What was going through your mind?
Yeah, it was. No, I don't know what's going through his mind either. But no, it was. Yeah, it was very entertaining to see. I don't think anyone would have thought that he would have really put a kick in the corner. But the heart of Selborne was out there. So, fantastic.
I mean, at that stage of the game, if you didn't score, then you would have lost.
No, there was still about 3 or 4 minutes left on the clock, and there, so there still would have been a chance, but that was the 5 points we needed, and that was the bonus point try.
So that was.
So I would have worked it if we had have lost the game, but still got 4 tries, and then finished within 3, we'd got promotion.
Right.
But we managed to win the game.
So as it stands now, and I know on the day, I think a lot of people, it was very confusing. I mean, this whole thing, even myself on the day, Lyndon, I mean, we didn't really know. And folks, incidentally, we've just been joined by Keanan. Keanan, nice to have you along. First time on the show.
Yes, it is.
Great. We're going to talk about retreat and a lot of action for you guys as well. So a lot more coming up in the show, folks. We, of course, also went out to Northerns last week. They got a jersey sponsor. We'll talk about that in a second. But Lyndon, a lot of mathematics going on the day, even down to because when we were doing the post-match interviews, as we were here now, Solarians basically were under the impression that they'd won the league.
Yeah.
But it comes down to points, and it comes down to points difference and a number of things.
Yeah, if Villager had just picked up the 2 points, then they would have got second with 4 points, points difference ahead of us. We would have been on the same amount of log points as Villager, but then Solarians would have been outright winners. But then, as you say, on the day it was points difference all round. I think in Super C the same thing as well. So I mean, it was a good day for club rugby. Not good for the guys who aren't good with numbers.
What do you think of the game?
The Villager game was good. I had a very good seat. I was behind. In fact, I saw everything as Ryan ran down the pitch, and I saw him. His hand go out to the right hand side, and I saw him grab that ball. And I think in one of my articles in the week, I made mention of that grabber being probably the highlight of that bonus point try. I mean, it's something that you will remember.
Would you say, Gunnar, this was the game of the season for you guys?
Yeah, I'd say it was one of them. I think we had some very close ones. I think our Rangers game was very close, fairly similar.
Yeah.
Also one in the last movement like that, but it was up there with probably the highlight of the year for us.
All right, folks. Well, we do now catch up with the losing coach, and I tell you, they've had a fantastic 3 years in a row. Solarians has Ricky Peterson, also, of course, the coach of the Western Province Rugby 7 side, who's recently returned after a very, very successful tour with the Western Province 7 side. Let's catch up now with Ricky Peterson, the coach of Solarians. Folks, an incredible day. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what it comes down to, Ricky. We always knew it was going to come down to the wire, but who would have expected it to be so tight? I know it went in Villager's favour today, but what a game.
You know what, JP, definitely what a game. You know what, I'm actually smiling, but I tell you why I'm smiling. You would say we just lost and I'm smiling. I'm smiling because firstly, I want to thank God for a great rugby season. Solarians had an awesome rugby season. I want to say thank you to the thousands of spectators of Solarians, all the spectators in the Helderberg region that stood behind Solarians. Thank you so much, and again, with an awesome season. And this game was a cracker. I think Villagers were a bit more clinical than us, and that gave them the game. Yeah.
What does it feel like now? You go up to Super League A. The Villagers fans are going absolutely mental behind us. But both of these teams will be going up to Super League A now. You'll be seeing each other again next year.
Yeah, definitely. Look, it's all about planning now.
Yeah.
At Super League A, it's all about planning, all about preparation. We all know the difference between Super League A and Super League B is day and night.
Yeah.
So, Solarians, we know we're going to have to dig deep and to prepare for the Super League A. That's what it's about.
Normally, I would say, what would you think were the big differences in today, and where did it go wrong? But I can't really say that today. It was such small things. The game was so tight. It was down to the wire. It was really good quality rugby on both sides.
JP, in a game like this, one missed tackle, one slip up and like that, it costs you points. That's how it works in a game like this. Yeah.
Nothing. We don't look negative after a season like this. Ricky, congratulations.
Thank you so much,
guys,
JP.
I can't say that you're the league winner yet because obviously one has to wait for the title to be handed over with the trophy. Only then, because you never know what could come next.
Exactly. Look, once again, I want to say thank you to everybody, all the coaches at Solarians, all the management that stood behind us, and like that. Thank you so much. Thank you to John Bridge doing a brilliant job at Solarians Rugby Club and like that. And we must be thankful for the gentleman like that. Thank you so much for you guys, JP.
Lekker, Ricky.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Ricky, well done. Incredible game there. Edward Mokandai is, of course, the captain of Solarians. He's also been leading from the front for a long time, and it really was a question of a team pulling together there. Some great superstars in the team as well. Earl Rose, Bola Conradi, and a number of other superstars in Solarians really showed what a quality game could look like. Let's catch up now with Edward Mokandai, the captain of Solarians. Mense, saam met my is Edward Mokandai. Hy is die kaptein van Solarians en hy's 'n baie happy man vandag. Dit was weer 'n uitstekende seisoen vir Solarians. Down to the wire. Okay, julle het nie gewen nie, maar julle het die liga gewen. En ek weet julle het ook vir St George's miskien probeer 'n bietjie help vandag.
Ja, ons het eintlik probeer om 3 klubs in die Helderberg in Super 8 te hê. Ons het ons bes te probeer, maar hard luck vir ons en vir St George's en good luck vir Villages. Laat hulle deurgedra het. Dit lyk om hulle het meer as ons gesoek.
Wel, St George's kan nog 'n play-off doen. So dit kan nog julle en St George's kan nog deurgaan. Maar goeie game vandag. Het was 'n tough game.
Ja, het was 'n tough game. Ons het baie hard geprepare. Ons het baie hard gewerk in die week. En ja, my hart is seer omdat ons dit gewen het hier. Ons wen die league so, but het kan beter gewees het.
Ek voel hier dat I'm trots met die boys. Ek meen hulle het 'n great span. 'n great gees daar so John Brits en die ouens. Hulle sit so baie in die gemeenskap en ons sien die span dit is soos 'n trein. Dit hou nie op nie.
Ja, ek voel trots in Solarians van. Ek kom saam met hulle van Division 4 af. Ons is volgende jaar in Super A.
Ja.
Ek voel baie trots. My hart is baie bly en ons fans is baie gelukkig en het sal lekker wees om volgende jaar tematies te speel en vir hulle te kry op ons pas. So veld in UCT.
Ja, dat is 'n nuwe wêreld.
Yes.
Edward, wel gedaan. Soos ek nou vir Ricky gesê het, ek kan nie elke vir julle sê congratulations op die league nie, want ons moet wag vir daai trofee om eers in jou hande te wees. Maar sodra ons daai awards ceremony doen, dan sal ek vir jou sê congratulations. Maar ek sê maar so onder die radar congratulations.
Okay, baie dankie.
Lekker Ed. There we go. Well done, Edward. You've led from the front. Ek weet jou mense is baie trots van jou daarso en yeah, a couple of names we've got to say hello to Magda and Bali Eksteen or Ewald Eksteen. I think it's Ewald. Anyway, ek gaan terugkom na Ewald toe voordat ek aan die moeilikheid is. I've got a screenshot, a selfie. I took a selfie with Ewald from Solarian's neck of the woods, and he said that his daughters get upset because every Wednesday he has to chase them off the TV, off the couch. All right, folks, we managed to catch up now with the captain of Villages, Ashley Clark, otherwise known as Bossy, who has a brother Bossy and a father Bossy. All went a little bit Bossies on the day. Let's catch up with Ashley Clark. Folks, with me now, Bossy Clark, the captain of Villages. Bossy, 25-23. It's been an incredible season for you guys. In fact, it's been an incredible 2 or 3 years building to this point. You're back in Super League A.
Yeah, geez, I'm so ecstatic, eh?
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Your voice is gone.
Yeah. No, geez, we are over the moon, I tell you what. It's been hard work this season. Yeah, it was actually a 3-year plan and we did it in our first year, so we are unbelievably happy about what's happened. Yeah.
I got to ask you, when we were at Collegians and we watched you guys against Collegians on that day, and the man of the match was Ryan, and he put through a little grubber kick. Was that a practiced move?
No, I think we were watching too much Bishop's Rugby this morning.
Yeah, of course. Another 1 point win there as well this morning. You guys must be thrilled.
Yeah, no, we are ecstatic. It is, no, it's an indescribable experience or feeling, should I rather say. No, geez.
Listen, I can see you guys.
Going to be mad.
You guys are going to have a bit of cold ones. Congratulations. This is what you've been working so hard for. So really well done. This is what rugby's all about.
I must say, to end it off on such a high, to beat Solarians, it's the side that was setting the trend, setting everything up. And no, it's geez, what a way to do it, I must say. All respect to Solarians, they're a great side. They did so well this season and unfortunately slipped at the last hurdle, basically. So.
Well, they still take the league. Respect to them.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. There you go. Well done. All right. Welcome back. Yes, Ashley Clark leading from the front. Gunnar, you've got a great captain here and a great player in Bossy.
Yeah, no, he's a champion. He was with Morgan last year at Hammies and moved across, I think, just to help his old man out as the president there and try and get the club back, and he's doing that. Yeah.
He played overseas for a while, I believe.
Yeah, played in France, and no, he's a superb chap.
Could probably have the pick of playing at any club in the league.
Absolutely, yeah. He's got a wealth of experience. He's just superb, man. Yeah.
Nice to have leadership like that and gentlemen in the team. It's the kind of thing that you're looking for in club rugby.
I think you know, if you've got an average age of about 28, 30, you'll do well. But when you're down with average age of 21, 22, where Villagers were last year, it was a different field. So he's helped a lot in that regard, and he's leading from the front.
Yeah. Also leading from the front is the coach of Villagers, who we just spoke to, Gunnar Hughes. Let's catch up with the coach of Villagers, Gunnar Hughes. Hi folks, with me now is Gunnar Hughes. It was Villagers against Solarians today, and it was a real down-to-the-wire game, not just in terms of points, but also in terms of who was going to come first and second in the league. Gunnar, you must be very happy, man.
Relieved, I think is the better word. Yeah. No, it's been a long road, and it took me about 4 days to work out what the permutations were, but we were hell of a chuffed with the outcome.
I still don't know.
Nor do I officially, but we'll see. Yeah.
What were the preparations for the guys? I mean, leading up to this, from a mental perspective, this must have been enormous. The last 2-3 years has been a bit of a tough ride for you guys. You're back here. This last week, there must have been a lot of emotions going through the guys' minds.
It's been tough, but I got a lot of old heads in there. A lot of guys who played a lot of Super A rugby, and it helped. Average age of about 28, 30, and it made a big difference. So. There
was a time there when just before you guys went into the half-time break that it looked like Solarians was getting a bit of the upper hand. In fact, they did have the upper hand for a lot of the game. What did you say to the guys at half-time?
Calm down and trust the system, and that's all we did.
One of the things that we noticed that you guys managed to do successfully in the game that we've noticed a lot of other clubs can't always do was that last 5 minutes. It's about closing out the game. You seem to have that right.
Yeah, it's also a good bench. I think we got a very good bench, and the guys are fairly fit for a bunch of beer drinkers, which is quite nice.
Well, for a bunch of beer drinkers, you guys have done very well. Congratulations. You're back in Super League A, and I think your boys got something to be proud of.
Thank you very much, Happy. Thank you.
All right. Well done there, Gunnar. We're not going to come back to you. I think you've got your fair share of airtime now for Villagers. All right, folks. Evox Advanced Nutrition is, of course, the official sports nutrition supplier to Western Province Rugby and the DHL Stormers. So if you get your cell phones handy, then you'll be able to win yourself a bucket of solid mass. Now, this is what we give to the man of the match on a weekly basis at one of the club rugby games. When we come back from the ad break, make sure you got your cell phones handy. We'll show you how you can win for yourself a 5-kilogram bucket of solid mass, which in the shops is a fairly expensive product. All right, we'll take an ad break, and when we come back, we'll introduce you to this week's Evox Advanced Nutrition Man of the Match. Back in a sec. Welcome back, everybody. Right, as I said, Evox Advanced Nutrition, we hope that you've got your cell phones handy. The number that you're going to need to text to is 33280, okay? So if you want to win for yourself a bucket of solid mass, 33280, 33280, and there you can see it on the screen right now. That's your bucket of solid mass, and you can put yourself in the mix to win this prize. All you need to do is tell us who is the official sports nutrition supplier to Western Province Rugby and the DHL Stormers. SMS the answer to 33280, and you can win yourself a 5-kilogram Evox solid mass. Congratulations to last week's winner, who walked away with the 5-kilo Evox solid mass, Said Apollos. Is it Apples or Apollos? Lyndon? Apollos.
Mr. Ref. He's the referee.
Is he a ref?
So maybe it'll
Said.
Yeah, Said, yeah.
All
good
right.
friend of mine, yeah.
This week's winner was, of course, Jeff van Reineveld, the Evox Advanced Nutrition Man of the Match, playing for Villagers as they took victory over Solarians. Let's catch up now with Jeff van Reineveld. Right, folks. Evox Advanced Nutrition is, of course, the official sports nutrition supplier to Western Province Rugby and the DHL Stormers. And at every weekend club rugby game, we give one amazing player a Man of the Match prize who's chosen by the winning team's coach. With me is Jeff van Reineveld. Jeff, congratulations. You are this weekend's Evox Advanced Nutrition Man of the Match. You've had a fantastic game. How do you feel?
Jeez, it's a pretty fantastic day. Coming off this morning with a Bishop's Rondebosch win 22-21 and now 25-23. I don't think it could get too much better. Eh?
Now, before I give you your bucket of solid mass from Evox, just tell us about the ball quickly, because I know Gunnar told me that this was a little internal thing with you guys amongst the team that you hand over to the man of the match, and I see there's some signatures on you.
So basically, every week before the game in the locker room, we just pass it around. Everyone jots their name down, have a few thoughts or say a few things about it, and obviously after the game we give it out. So
this is a signed ball that's been signed by the team, and you'll cherish this ball?
Yeah, first one of the season, but I'll cherish it a hell of a lot.
Fantastic stuff. Well, not only have you got the ball, but you also win a bucket of 5 kilo solid mass. You're going to have to grab
I don't know
that.
what you're trying to say.
There we go. No, well, you guys have to keep the
very
muscle on. Jeff, where to from here for you guys? The season isn't over yet.
Yeah, I think we just got the knock-off stages now for the last few weeks. I suppose we've done what we set out to do beginning of the season, so we're just looking onwards and upwards from here up until till next year.
Fantastic stuff. Sure. I can see you're a bundle of nerves.
No, I'm still excited. Sure.
Go and have a cold one. Go enjoy it. Yeah,
thanks very much, JP.
Ciao, buddy. There you go, folks. Evox Advanced Nutrition, the official sports nutrition supplier to Western Province Rugby and the DHL Stormers. 33280, and you win yourself a bucket of solid mass. And there you see it on the screen right now. The Evox solid mass. Okay, so get your cell phones out and take a look there. All right, let's take a look now at the results in Super League C. LC's Rivier going down to Van der Stel, 29-12. Van der Stel's just getting stronger and stronger. Fransch Hoek beating Violets 20 points to 10, and that gives them the league win. We're going to take a look at that log there in a second. Paul going down to Strand United. Silver Tree going down to Strand, 43-17, and the Stelcor beating Silver Leaf at least 39 points to 0. Let's quickly look there at the logs, and we'll see in Super League C who the top three are, and it's Fransch Hoek who win the league. They got 56 points, but of course the points difference gives Fransch Hoek the win, and then Wraithby in second place, and Violets will be happy in third place. Of course, Violets will have to have a bit of a playoff now, and those will be also your three teams that at least will join together. Let's just quickly look at the bottom three underneath them. Lunga, Strand and Strand United, together with Fransch Hoek, Wraithby and Violets, will be competing in the President's Cup. And then underneath that, it'll be Stelcor, Elsie's, Silverleaf, Noordelijk's Paul, Silvertree, Manenberg Rangers and Eerste Rivier, who will compete in the top 8 challenge. We'll take a look at those fixtures in a second or so. Very interesting how this is panning out. But look out for the President's Cup, which is going to culminate with all those teams on the 4th of October at Newlands. It's going to be a very, very big day. A couple of interesting fixtures still coming up. Keegan, you're at the retreat. You guys are playing in the Northern, the City and the Southern League. What's it look like to you guys standing on the other side? You've already been in this top 6 and bottom 8, or top 8 if you want to call it that, competition now for a bit of time. These guys it's still gonna happen for them. What do you guys make of it?
Well, at the end of the day, there's your pride to play for and this position to play for. So if you don't make it this time around, you're obviously trying your best to secure your place for next year and make sure you improve on your faults so that you get to the Super Leagues.
So you guys ended, I think, 5th in the league itself.
Yeah.
When the first round finished.
We ended 5th behind Rocklands.
Yeah.
And from there onwards, obviously, we just decided we're not in the top 9 competition, so we might as well just work on improving ourselves so that next year, obviously, we serious contenders for.
You guys had some pretty serious games. I mean, I know that one game against Masi Pumelele that was played, and they were basically top of the pile, and you came out with a win there, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it had a lot to do with preparation before the game and home ground advantage as well. And the guys were quite amped, seeing that Massey had such a long, undefeated run. And to take them off that pedestal was quite an achievement. But it was hard work and dedication. And I think that game, like I said previously, was won the week before already, because our mindsets were already just on beating Massey. And on the day, we just stood together as a team and we got it right.
Well, we had Warren Edwards in he's the coach of Masi Pumelele, who's who's been one of Western Province's top coaches with his strike rate in terms of winning.
Definitely.
You know, we go on the strike rate in terms of how we measure coaches, whether you're in the PAL League or City of Southern or Super League A. Whatever your environment is, if you come up with a strike rate of winning 10 out of 10, you're going to have a strike rate, and that could make you the best coach in Western Province. And he's had an exceptionally good strike rate. And we had him on the show in the week before, and they said they were not taking retreat lightly, but maybe on the day could have underestimated a little bit.
Well, I think, you know, having that label as the top team, you obviously, anybody that you come up against, you already telling yourself you're going to beat these guys because there's no one else left.
Yeah.
So what happens, I think we scored first and they were a bit shell-shocked with that procedure. And obviously from there onwards, with every guy, it was a handtake with every tackle. It was a handtake with every bit going forward.
Yeah.
So mentally, we were just over them, and obviously, come the second half.
And it was, of course, a home ground advantage.
Yeah, that was the other bonus part of it, having the home ground advantage.
A lot of pride guys at retreat. The guys.
No, definitely. I mean, that's what we call our it's our home, it's our fortress.
Yeah.
So we don't like losing on our home ground, and we knew obviously playing Massey there, we've got to put up a hell of a performance, and we did.
Yeah. All right, we're going to come back to retreat and the Southern League in a second. Let's quickly look at the results in the top 9 Champions League before we go into the ad break. Young Stars beating Young Wesley's 53-19. Massey Pumulele 41-14 over Young Ideas. Clutiusville beating Blue Jets 26-24, and then Laguna beating Blue Stars 20 points to 17. In the other leagues then over the weekend, the top 8 leagues, Tech beating, or at least drawing with Busy Bees, 8-all. Progress 13-0 over Hamadias. All Saints 102-0 over Delft. That sounds rather hectic. Carlamore 17-15 win over Whistling Wills in the Northern League, and then Thistles going down to Titans, while Peninsula beat Young Brothers by just 2 points, 34 points to 32. In the PAL region, it was Young Standards 18-22 loss for them against Allendale. Lower PAL beating Vineyards 28-12, and then Simondium beating Windmill United 41 points to 30. While in the Simonsburg region, we saw Fisanta Kral going down to Pumas, Excelsior beating Fora, Brampton 32-26 over Languedoc, and Kayamandi beat, at least losing by just 1 point against Blue Stars. But if we turn our attention back there to the top 8 city league, so you guys, Keegan, you guys had a bit of a bye this weekend, eh?
Yeah, unfortunately, our opposing team never pitched, but obviously we were looking to improve and train harder this week, so we're playing Bishop Lavis at home this weekend. So we're training and waiting for them.
Yeah, it's rather sad. I mean, Lyndon, you guys have arrived at a field and there's been no opposing team. Rather disappointing for the players.
Yeah, it is. It is not really. It's not what you want to have. I mean, how do you explain to the players? You know, you got about 80 gentlemen, 80 boys that you've been training hard in the week, 3-4 training nights a week, and then you tell them, look, there's no game here. And I mean, that's not how you want to start your Monday as well.
No, not at all. Not at all. Folks, we'll take an ad break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at the log in the top 9 as well as the top 8s in the Champions League, as well as the City, Southern and Northern League. At least we'll be back with you in a sec. Welcome back, folks. Yes, Cape Rugby TV. It's Wednesday night. Remember, you can find us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Cape Rugby TV. And on Twitter, @Cape Rugby TV. Now, we went out to Northerns last week, Thursday, because every now and then a team gets a sponsor. As you can see behind me, because that was the team that Rentec that got a sponsor. And it's very interesting to see that there are so many more teams getting sponsorship now. The magazine and the TV show together is creating all this publicity, as well as Lyndon, you're writing a whole bunch of articles as well for Game Plan, right?
Yeah, Game Plan, yeah.
So lots of PR, lots of media happening. And Keegan, you've been to all the sponsorship lectures and that, so it's been an interesting progression, eh?
No, it is. Obviously, the different tools that's available, we never had that before. But now with a magazine and a TV show, it makes things a bit more easier, and it also gives the sponsors a chance to get their name out there.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're looking for. So that more sponsorship for club rugby, more exposure for the players, for the moms, the dads, everyone who just loves club rugby. But we went out to Northerns last week, and the guys managed to get a sponsor there from Maritz Electrical. A couple of speeches. It was a really great evening, and we really have to give highlights and kudos back to the sponsors that are jumping in to support the clubs. Let's check out some of the interviews on the night. With me now is the president of Northerns, Philip Abrams. Philip, a great opportunity. This is the kind of thing that one looks for. Maritz Electrical coming on board and sponsoring Northerns.
Yeah, it's a very good thing. We went to Maritz and have a sort of a discussion with him, telling him that a club is in financial difficulties and we need some jerseys or whatsoever. And most of the things that we need money, hard cash, hard cash.
Ja, I think,
But at the end of the
dis
day,
almal wat almal soek, nee, almal
Yes,
soek
ja.
bietjie geld, ja.
but at the end of the day, this is what we come with,
Yeah.
and we're very thankful to that.
Stanley, what made you guys decide to come on board with Northerns?
Well, we do a lot of work in the community, so it's just fitting to give back to the community. And the owner of this company, Kurt Maritz, he's a very passionate guy, and rugby is his passion. So
Yeah.
it's just obvious that he will support rugby. Yeah, we do a lot of sports field, I think.
Yeah.
So the product must go. That's actually something that carries a 10-year guarantee. So it's maintenance free for 10 years. So the council or the client doesn't have to pay.
Is that Masco lighting? Is that the kind of lights that you see around the field?
Examples of it is at Langa, the
Yeah.
hockey Astro, and Diepmalan is another one that we've done. So in the community, for the community.
That's the only way it should be, yeah. Congratulations, Stanley. Really, I think you guys have made the right way to go now as the president of Western Province Rugby, Mr. Thello Wakefield. Thello, lekker aand vanaand.
Ja, lekker koud, lekker nat en lekker om saam met Northerns te wees en hulle sukses te vier.
Ek sien hulle het vir jou 'n badge gegee hierso. Jy's 'n ou speler.
Ja, ek kan nie meer onthou nie, maar maar ek voel baie trots op die toekenning wat ek gekry het. Dit is regtig waar, dit bring jou hart weer terug en jou gedagtes terug na wat destyds in Elsiersrivier aangegaan het. Ja nee, ek glo aan dat ons die manne wat bereid is om te borg, die nodige publisiteit gee, die blootstelling gee. Ons het natuurlik die amptelike webwerf van die WP. Ons het vir Cape Rugby TV. Ons het so baie wat ons kan doen. En ek wil ook sê vir potensiële borgers daar buitekant, as julle rugbyklubs borg, is dit wat met julle kan gebeur. Ons sal sorg dat julle die nodige publisiteit kry.
Thello, baie dankie. Altyd lekker. En ons sien uit na die presidentskap.
Ja nee, ek sien
Dit
ook
gaan
uit
lekker
daarna.
wees.
Ja, ek sien veral uit na die 4de Oktober wanneer ons almal op Nieuweland sal saamtrek en daar's 'n verrassingkie vir die klubs. Hulle gaan nie vir niets speel nie.
Right. There we go, folks. The president of Western Province Rugby here at Northerns. We'll be back with you in a second. We're going to catch up with some of the sponsors. Maritz Electrical have come on board at Northerns Rugby Football Club, and it's fantastic to see more sponsorship in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. We'll be back with you in a sec. Yeah, it was a fantastic night, folks. Really nice to see Maritz Electrical getting out there. And of course, that lighting that they were talking about can save government a lot of money, can save the city of Cape Town a lot of money, and they get involved with the community. So Maritz Electrical, congratulations, guys. Well done. You've got the right club to be involved in. And one of the reasons why I said that is the amount of effort that they make. And, here you can see they actually, the guys from Northerns, and maybe we'll just get it there. There you go. Look at what the guys made. Northerns Rugby Football Club, established in 1903, and they made a little plaque for us there with my name on it. And I never knew I played for Northerns. But it's these little things, Gunnar, it's these little things that makes one feel welcome at a club. And I mean, you guys have had to do that at Villages now. You had to dig deep in the last 3 years. You had to go back to your roots, and you had to find the culture of your club again.
Yeah, it's tougher. It's really difficult, especially when the club takes a stance in terms of what we've done with finances, but in terms of just giving both the spectators, the players, a good service, because it's for them, And I think if you can look after your supporters and your sponsors, if you have them, it holds you in good stead.
You guys moving up to Super League A now? Are you going a hard chase to find a sponsor?
I don't think so. It obviously would be nice, but then again, we don't have the actual expensive players, so which is it's a bonus for us.
Oh yeah, that does help. Yeah,
it does help. So
but there's still other things that traveling.
The actual running of the club, the lights, the fields, and all that stuff. But the actual hard sell of a player, it's not that.
Yeah, you don't have to pay your players.
Yeah,
what a bonus. Lyndon, there's no free rides though in club rugby. You've got to earn your stripes.
No, definitely. I mean, a small thing that you do. I think I mentioned it a few weeks back, where you tap into the culture of your club, where what your club's strong points are. I mean, for example, what Village are doing. They have the man of the match ball, which is quite a nice thing.
Yeah.
So your third and second team players have got an incentive to go for that. I mean, we've got a similar system in place where we also give for our players the biggest hit, a trophy. So I mean, that's a good sort of initiative that you can have with the club, and then also you can use the tools that you have at your club so that you can improve the standard of play, and then also make your players feel like you are looking after them. You know?
Yeah. The other thing that is also the traditions of the club going back. I mean, it was now not so long ago. I think 4 or 5 months ago, Keegan, that we came out to retreat when you guys played against the guys from Paarl.
Yeah.
Also, once again, showing the local community the origins of retreat.
Yeah, our club was 115 years old last year, established 1898. So we're a club with lots of tradition, history, and obviously through the years, you know, things aren't always easy. You've got to work for it, and like the other coach mentioned, you sometimes have to dig deep to get certain things. So we don't have the money to pay our players. We don't have the facilities, but we've got the guys that want to play rugby, that want to be there, and that's what retreat's all about. It's about that pride of putting that purple and white jersey over your head. Every Saturday, that's what you do. Tuesdays and Thursdays practice.
Yeah.
Saturday is game time. That's it. From Thursday after practice, you already.
In fact, there we can see. This is Retreat's jersey. Maybe we'll get a little bit of a zoom in on the pride there. There we go. You can see the Retreat logo, nice and clearly there. There's your jersey, Keegan. Your guys will be very happy. Canterbury, I suppose. I don't know if they still make your jersey or not, but they'll be happy with the fact that they just got a bit of TV publicity.
As you can see, it's a bit empty at the moment, so
Yeah.
we're looking for sponsors or potential sponsors.
Well, you know,
for our
you've got
jersey.
those ladies that are in the tuck shop there at Retreat,
Yes.
and they do such a fantastic job.
No, they do.
And there's always, you know, you can put anybody on your jersey, folks. You don't have to put a R1 million sponsor on the jersey. You can put your catering company. You can put people who are donating food or blankets or jerseys or are supplying the transport. If you've got a jersey, look, I mean, if you look at behind me, this is Hands and Hearts jersey. It's blank. It's empty. All right, you can put anything in there. You put the local meat market on there. Whoever gave you braaivleis for the day. There's empty spaces available on the jersey. It doesn't have to be a R1 million jersey. Even if you just give us one jersey with the logo on it. In fact, in the Northern's jersey, that's not the original. They had the jersey embroidered, especially for the branding for the TV show. So when you see Northern's playing in their strip, you're going to see a slightly different jersey. So take advantage of the opportunity. Let's move now into the logs in the top 9. It's Young Stars who are on the top with Masipu Malele, Blue Jets and Laguna. This is, of course, in the top 9 in the Champions League. And then Cloetisville and Blue Stars make up underneath them. Then the City League is Temperance, Police, Busy Bees, and Hamadias, Tech, Watsonia, Progress, and Perseverance. And then in the Northern League, All Saints, Whistling Wheels, Kailicha, Kailamore, Atlantis, Imikawi, Strand Pioneers, and Delft. Okay, and then in the Southern League, Retreat firmly on the top. Titans, Peninsula, Rocklands, Thistle, Bishop Lavers, Richmond Rangers, Young Brothers. Keegan, let's move to you on the Southern League here. Retreat, you guys are doing well, although Titans is chasing you for that top 8 spot.
Yeah, it is hard, and obviously we need to treat every game like it's your last game, every game like it's a promotion game, and I think with that mentality we've come quite far this year, and the guys are prepared and the guys are willing, and as you know, we're not a very fancy club, so we've got guys from far places like Crossy Park, Retreat, Heathfield, Capricorn, Muizenberg, Ocean View, all over, and they make their way to the field, and we try and give our best, and come Saturday they finish shows on the field. And that's why we're currently top.
Who are you playing this weekend?
I'll be playing Bishop Lavers this weekend.
Tough game?
They're unpredictable, so yes.
They haven't had a great season.
No, they haven't, but you know, there's always that team that will just surprise you on the day.
Yeah,
so we
yeah,
don't
like
want
Retreat.
we don't want any surprises, so we're going to be prepared for them, going to train for them, and yeah, we'll take it from there. Definitely.
Folks, there are some very interesting games coming up in this weekend. Of course, it is now the start of the knockouts in the Super A, B, and C in the top 8, as well as, of course, the top 6s, or if you want to call it the President's Cup. All these tournaments start rolling out now. We're going to take an ad break. When we come back, we'll wrap up the show with this weekend's coming fixtures. Back in a sec. Welcome back, everybody. Right, okay, so this is where it all starts now. The top 6, which of course 18 teams, that's top 6 in Super League A, Super League B and C. The teams that were top, and then the 8 underneath them start playing now already in what's called the top 8 tournament. All right, so let's take a look. It all starts at City Park. These games are all on Saturday, folks. SK Warmers take on Tygerberg, Bellard takes on Belleville, then it's Helderberg up against Kales River, and then UWC take on Primrose. All those games starting up at 1:30, and then also at in the Super B now, also at City Park, Hands and Hearts are up against Goodwood. Rangers take on Hamlets. All right, so folks, there you go. City Park, big action. It's all starting. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 12 teams playing on the same day, so there's going to be lots of action at City Park. First game starts at 1:30, and the last game kicks off at 4:30. So it is going to be action for most of the day at City Park. You want to go and check that out. Right, then at Brookside, this is on Saturday, it's Silverleaf. This is now the top C, Super C top 8. Silverleaf and Paarl, Elsies and Manenberg, Collegians and Kraaifontein, Stelco and Eerste Rivier, Noordlikes and Silvertree, and then Macassar and Young Peoples. Again, folks, all the games at Brookside, Villages starting at 1:30, the last game starting at 4:30. So you've got action-packed rugby at Brookside for the Super C top 8. All right, all happening at Brookside. It's going to be very exciting. And then in the Paarl region, of course, some more games there in the other weekend fixtures. Young Standards van der Stel, Vineyard Scottsdene, Lower Paarl and NNK. And then, of course, Visante Kraal take on Albions at Clutiesville, Fourier Young Gardens, Pumas and Simondium. And then in the Champions League, it's Blue Stars United against Maisi Pumelele. Young Wesleys take on Clutiesville. Young Ideas, Blue Jets, Caledonia Roses take on Young Stars. In the Southern League, it's Retreat and Bishop Lavis, as we heard from Keegan earlier on. Titans Peninsula, Rocklands, Thistles, Richmond Rangers take on Young Brothers. And the Northern League is Whistling Wheels, Strand Pioneers, Kylemore, Imikawe, Atlantis, Delft, and All Saints take on Khayelitsha, while in the top 8 City League is Temperance against Watsonia Progress and Tech Amadeus Police, and Busy Bees take on Perseverance. Some women's games also in action before we move into things over the weekend. Women's games, it's Busy Bees, Kayamandi, Marty's, Franschhoek, Union Mill against UWC Ladies, and United Brothers take on Blue Jets Ladies. And then, of course, don't forget the Simonsburg region, Visante Kraal, Kayamandi, Lewandley, Brampton, and Lamotte, and Blue Stars. For a take on Languedoc, and Excelsior take on Constantia. So lots of action. It all starts now for you at City Park. That's where you want to get to over the weekend. If you're not going to one of these City, Northern, Southern League games, get down there to City Park. It's going to be action-packed. Don't forget, of course, that the Super League A, B, and C top 6 teams in each league haven't started yet. They start next weekend. Gunnar, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Long overdue, and we hope to have you on the show many more times.
Thanks for having me. Thank you. It's been good.
All right, you guys got a bit of a break now, eh?
Yeah.
1 weekend off.
Just a bit of a hangover break, but we're all right. We're all right by the time we play at top 6. Yeah.
Lyndon, on your side, a bit of a breather?
Yeah, a bit of a breather, but I'll probably get off to City Park.
I mean, your team. What's your team doing? No one cares about what you're doing.
No, we a bit of a break. We take on Brackenfell on the 13th, also at City Park. So we'll start when villages have recovered.
So you got
from
1 week off, basically.
Yeah, but we're not going to have we don't have the break that they have, though.
We got an extra break.
Yeah, extra break.
We go straight in.
Yeah. But your last game was a tough game. So
and which game will you be at this weekend?
I'll be at City Park. I'm covering a couple
cover
of
it all?
Not cover it all. Not cover it all. I'll cover a few.
Cover a few. Yeah, people can catch, of course, get all that information on Game Plan.
Yeah, Game Plan.
www.gameplan.co.za.
gpinformer.co.za.
GP Informer.
Yeah.
gpinformer.co.za. Okay, Game Plan. But if you Google Game Plan, you'll find it.
You'll find it, yeah.
All right, so thanks for joining us. And then Keegan, nice to have you on. You see how quickly it goes, eh?
Yes, it's really quick.
I know, and it was the last minute for you to join us, but thanks for joining us.
No, it's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Really, really fantastic. Right, folks, if you're not at City Park this weekend, I'm sure there's lots of other rugby action out there. Have a fantastic rugby weekend. We'll see you again next week. Same time, same place. Bye-bye.